Oh, and then I started recording myself. So, today's Monday. Pretty pumped. Had an amazing amazing Father's Day. My sinuses are screwing with my throat, so my voice is crackling, which kind of sucks. But had an amazing Father's Day. An awesome weekend with my family. It was really awesome. I hope everyone out there enjoyed your Father's Day. I was going to do a video, and then I decided not to because I didn't want to take away from my time with my family, which is kind of the thing I wanted to get into. So, when we talk about things that we want to accomplish, things we want to do, I've brought up time and time over how you got to have an end game in mind, how you got to have goals, how you got to work towards those goals, and how you need to make plans to get there. And then not only do you need to make plans, but you need to make actions. And I guess the thing I forgot to include in there, which I don't know why I did, it's the number one thing that's probably most important above all. When you make these plans, when you make these short-term goals, long-term goals, when you figure out what your end game looks like, you got to make sure that you keep your family first. What I mean by that, too many times, we find ourselves in a place where we can easily fill in our families with our jobs, with our goals, with the things that we want to accomplish, with the things we want to do. It's very easy to find ourselves neglecting our responsibilities as members and leaders in our homes. It's very easy. A lot of people get trapped in it. A lot of people, a lot of marriages go down because of that. A lot of relationships between parents and children come apart. A lot of ugly happens when you don't prioritize family first. And I'm talking about family in general, okay? So you don't have to have kids. You don't have to have a spouse. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your brothers, your sisters, maybe, cousins, whoever your immediate family, whoever the people that you consider closest to you is. When you neglect a relationship, it tears a relationship up. It really does. And that's with anything. That's with friendships, relationships, family ties, all of it. I'm not talking anything crazy. Everybody kind of has this knowledge, right? That if you neglect your relationships with certain people, those relationships just would fall apart, because that's what happens. The problem with that is sometimes we get so clouded in our minds with what we want to accomplish and the goals that we have in our mind, that we want to, get that promotion, get that new job, get that, raise, whatever it looks like. We start sacrificing our relationships to try to accommodate the, situation we're trying to put ourselves into. The problem is, though, once you start making that a habit, you can't come back. You can't come back from it. And a lot of people are like, well, you always say you can find your way back out of anything, if you apply yourself. Most of the time. When it comes to family, no. Once you lose family members, you've lost them. Once you no longer have those relationships, they're gone. And it's very seldom that you can get them back. And it's sad, but it's true, I have a lot of family members that I was particularly close to during my divorce, those family members, I don't know whether it was because they just felt sorry for me or because they saw that I got into a relationship or whatever that may entail. Those family members kind of walked away from me when I started getting back on my feet. And then, so now, those family members that I actually had a really close relationship with when I was going through my divorce, when I was going through all that, we don't even talk really anymore. Does that mean that they don't love me? No, I wouldn't say that. I would say, though, that priorities changed, Priorities changed. I became less of a priority to them. And I'm not going to lie, some of them became less of a priority to me. And now, fast forward 3.5 years, 4 years later, we don't talk. We don't message each other. We don't text each other. We don't keep up on each other at all. It's kind of, is what it is. And do I ever think I'll get my relationship with those individuals back? Probably not. I'm probably gonna, do the hey, how are you, and happy birthdays, and see you on this holidays like I was before, but that closeness that we had during that hard time in my life, it went away, it dissipated. And that's because priorities changed. And if you don't keep your family as your priority, if you don't make sure that your family stays center focus, it's very, very easy to find yourself in a place where now my wife doesn't want anything to do with me because I'm not making her happy anymore. My kids think I put my job before them. That's how you find yourselves in that place. You find yourselves in that place when you stop prioritizing family first. So, just a cautionary tale. I'm not saying be terrified of that. Just make sure, though, when you're applying yourself to these goals, men puberty all over again, right? To these goals, when you're applying yourself to these goals, when you're applying yourself to these, strategies and obtaining the things that you want, that you have worked hard for, you got to just make sure that you're keeping your priorities straight. That's really it. I'm going to see what else this day brings. I might record some more stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Real quick though. I did my very first cycling routine this morning. I only did a couple miles, so I didn't push it hard because this was the first time I actually, dived into cycling for a morning cardio routine. My knees can't take running anymore, especially my knee injury from back in the day. My knee, I'm getting older, and I've said this in several videos before. You have to make adjustments. You have to adjust things to accommodate your current situations. I'm getting a little bit older, so my training methods have to adapt with my age, adapt with my body. So running is not such a thing anymore. It's not something I can apply myself to like I used to. But cycling, those 2 miles, my knees feel great. I feel great. I got a decent burn in, but like I said, I didn't push myself. I'm definitely pumped though to see how that goes and where that takes me. I'm going to start looking into cycling routines so I can kind of expand my cardio palette for that, because it was enjoyable. I really liked it. It was fun. And like I said, a lot less impact on my knees, which felt great, feels great. Just knowing that I'm not, causing any further damage on already damaged goods. So, that's it. We'll see what else today brings. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Be safe. And go kill it. Because I'm going to. Ah! So, today's Tuesday. I didn't record anything else yesterday after my little rambling. Yesterday was really stupid hot. We got up to like mid-90s, like real feel was like 100. Really, really dumb amount of heat. So much so it didn't even really go away that much. It's already like 78 degrees outside right now. But, so after I got out of work, I went and I just pounded out weights. I got my arm day in, so I could just be at home and relax with the family. I didn't record any of my routine. I didn't do anything. I just went in, arrive, raise hell, leave type deal. I don't know, sometimes like when I train, especially if I'm in my head a lot, like I just like to shut the rest of the world out. I feel like you need that at times, not just as, hold on a second, here's a semi. Not just as a release from what's going on in your life, but just time to refocus, time to rethink and kind of repurpose yourself. Kind of ties into my little rambling yesterday. When I talk about making sure you have your priorities straight, sometimes it's super, super easy for us to get our priorities out of order because of what we want to accomplish, the goals that we have in mind, and everything else. The world throws a lot of things at us on a very, very regular basis. And I don't want to say that men have it harder than women in this aspect, but men definitely have a more difficult time, I feel like, figuring things out. Because women kind of, and I mean, ladies, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the time, women already have in mind what they want, and they normally generally stick to it. Men, on the other hand, we readjust a lot. And it's not because we can't make up our minds or anything like that. We readjust because we are constantly in search for or of the next biggest thing that we could do. Women are more straight goal focused. Like they have a goal in mind and they don't stop until they achieve that particular goal. Men, we more adjust ourselves over and over again on how we want to get where we want to get to. I feel like that's the reason why when it comes to the differences between a man and a woman, that you run into men change their career more frequently, men change their objectives more frequently. It's because of the priorities. It's because men's priorities change, I feel like, more frequently than girls do. For multiple reasons. You got the change because of a new baby being born. You got the change of a new woman in your life, or the change of getting married. Men don't normally share like the level of impact that a lot of that stuff has on us, but it does. It has big impact on us, and it affects us in such a way that it really causes us to reevaluate how we're doing things, how we're operating, what our end game looks like. We reevaluate a lot more than what we care to admit. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys need to clear your head. Maybe you need to go pound out some weights and get refocused. Maybe you need to sit down, write it all down on paper, put it in a notebook, and look at it every day. Whatever you got to do. I just want to make sure everyone out there knows that, like, family is more than just important. Family is integral. Family is a necessity. You know, a lot of people get this imagery that you can do everything on your own, right? Like, we all have that mentality of, oh, well, so what? I can do this on my own. Reality is we can't. Reality is we all have to have some sort of support system that drives us. And I'm not talking support system where everyone backs you. You know, you've got a bunch of yes men in your corner that make you feel like every move you make is the best move ever. But we all need somebody or some support system there to give us the oomph that we need to keep our priorities in order. And, you know, mine's my family. Yours might be your circuit of friends, your family, your girlfriend, boyfriend, kids, whatever. Just make sure that whatever the support system is that you've got, that you put them first in your priorities. Because as long as they're first in your priorities, then your priorities will be first to them. I'm a firm believer in, you know, you get what you give. If you care about people and you love people and you put people first, then those people will love you, care for you, and put you first. That's what I get. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm going to go ahead and cut this short because I already know I got like a 15-minute video roundabout. I hope you guys kill it this Tuesday. Go out there, own it, slay it, slaughter it, do whatever you got to do. Get to your goals. Get to that end game. And most of all, you know, love your family. Love your support system. Let's get it.